Hello guys, welcome to Sangyo, your one-stop shop for K-pop and Asian dramas. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Let's get started. Revolutionary Sisters episode 41 starts with Gwaangtae questioning the stranger man. How does he know her name? Before he could say anything, Heejin takes her inside, telling that he told him her name. Guangtae's family reaches for the get together except Guangxik and her hubby. When she also asks about Guangxik, Guangtae tells him not to bother as he always takes care of Guangxik only. Guangtae announces her pregnancy and everyone gets delighted. Bongja tells Guangnam to consider having her own baby, while Bunho tells that he's envious and tells that it's a honeymoon baby. She also tells Guangtae to apologize to Guangxik first as she's her elder sister and she will apologize her back. And Kijin tells her to do the same with his eye talk. Guangxik is cleaning the fridge at her house and Asul tells her to not to miss the family functions. Guangnam texts him about Guangtae's pregnancy and that's when Guangxik agrees to attend the family function. The stranger man is staring at the Guangtae's house. He texts Kijin that son-in-law, we aren't done yet. Guangxik and Asul are surprised to see the luxurious lifestyle and house of Guangtae. She congratulates Guangtae on her pregnancy and Guangtae thanks her. At the dinner table, Guangnam tells Guangxik to hold a housewarming party. She denies, telling her that it's not their own house and she will once they buy their own house. But Asul agrees for the party. Seeing the main door open, the stranger man sneaks into Pungjin's house, startling him. Right at the moment, Kijin comes and takes him out and tells him he will meet him some other time. At home, Guangxik asks him why did he agree for the party. They can't fit in everyone as it's tiny. She then tells him how they run out of shampoos and groceries very quick. She worries about their expenses and their income. Night, she on call tells Guangnam she can't even think about a baby based on her current situation. She will buy a house first and then have a baby later. She tells now that she is married, she understands why everyone wants money and tells that if she had known this before, she would have saved up money before the marriage. Azel overhears her conversation, which gets him into thinking. Later, Guangnam visits her father Cholsu and tells him how Guangxik is guilty to take care of her father-in-law, and that's the reason she sends all his needs via courier. She also tells how Bongjo cried in front of Guangxik while she asked about how is Dolsu doing. Julre tells Asul not to do high notes because his vocal cords did not heal properly and he needs some time off. But he tells to his friend that he'll practice so hard and do the high notes. He also visits Dolce and he gets shocked seeing how he has been pushing the ice into the plush dolls all day and night without cleaning up himself, his house, and just by feeding on ramen. He invites Dolce to stay with him, but he refuses. Cholsu then meets Asul and tells him to visit his dad but taking out some time and reminds him of his stroke from 10 years ago. Asul visits his father with some beef and cleans up all his house. He starts to grill the meat and that's when his friends calls him up to tell that come to the audition place as they are drawing up the names to decide the audio. Asul's number is 25. He tells his friend how his dad seemed weaker than before and that he should have stayed with him for the dinner and it felt like it was their last day together. His friend assures him that his dad will be alright and healthy. Guanxi places her meal kits in the supermarkets and checks on her meal kits sales reports. Asul is ready to hit the second round. His father wishes him all the luck on phone. Bongja prepares some side dishes and gives Cholsu who came to collect them for Dolce. He asks her if she has any message and she tells him to tell Dolce to eat on time. He tells her how he feels that Dolce gave up on everything. He used to clean up, eat well and use a pack of masks to heal his prostate. But now he just works on pushing the ice into the plush toys as if it's his world. He then leaves. Bongja tears up but she controls her tears. Seeing Dolce collapsed at his house, Cholse rushes him to the ER. He calls up Guangxi as he can't reach Asul and tells her about Dolce collapsing. Asul's friend has his phone and seeing 16 missed calls from Guangxi, he calls her back. He gives his phone to Asul and she tells him everything. She tells him that he just needs 5 minutes and she's there to take care of his dad. Julre tells Guangxi that if the swelling doesn't stop, they need to open up the skull of Dolce. Guangxi and her father Cholsu breaks down after hearing to this news. There, at the audition place, Asul gives the audition in tears. Guangnam visits doctor and she tells her to take the super ovulation shots on time. She comes out and hides, seeing Guangte and Kijin over there. Guangnam is sleeping peacefully while Byunho does laundry at 2 a.m. His mom gets pissed because it's Guangnam's turn to do the laundry and she barges into her room. She then shakes up Guangnam and she wakes up being startled. She then makes a huge fuss about everything. Poor Guangnam could not hear anything as her ears were stuffed with cotton by Byunho. She apologizes her mother-in-law for everything and tells that from today they will follow this schedule. Guangnam's doctor tells her the timing of the shot is very important, and that's the reason many women set up alarms 10, 5, and 1 minute prior to the shot. Guangnam's mother-in-law is on cell phone with someone. They tell her to end everything once for all, and she decides to teach a lesson to Guangnam. Guangnam's alarm show it's 3 more minutes for this shot, and her mother-in-law calls her to talk about the things. But her alarm keeps on ringing, and she rushes to take her shot and closes the door. Right at the moment Byunho comes and his mother complains to him. She accuses Guangnam of having an affair as she rushed in with her cell phone and her phone kept on ringing. He decides to tell his mother all the truth but Guangnam stops him. Finally, the day has come. Guangnam is ready to get the IVF procedure done. Doctor tells Byunho it will pain her a lot and she needs to rest. Guangnam could not go to her parents' house as they might suspect. She suggests to go to a motel near their house as hotels are very expensive. Byunho calls and tells his mother about them staying out tonight as he has a hotel coupon that expires today. She decides to teach them a lesson for planning a trip without informing her. She calls him up and tells Blessing is sick and he is vomiting. He reaches home only to catch his mom's lie. Back at the hotel, Guangnam is having an emotional breakdown. She tells how she never thought that she will grow old and now she is spending a whole fortune for having a baby and torturing her body. And she's not worried about the pain, but she's worried she has not left with much time to get pregnant. Kijin is stressed out thinking how doctor told Guangte needs to be careful in first few months. Stranger man claiming that he is her dad and how she told him that she's treated differently from her sisters. Kijin visits his father-in-law and Bongja to find out something related to Guangte which might give him clue that she is adopted but of no use. He meets the stranger man and the man tells him how they gave Guangte to Cholsu to take care of her as they had a financial crisis. But when they claimed her back, they refused to give her up as they were attached to her. He was the person who paid the money and put her through the school and etc. and started to cry. He couldn't believe him and told the stranger man what's the proof. He told why not get a DNA test. At home, he pulls out a hair from Guangte and gets the DNA test done and it turns out to be 99.9% true. And he meets the stranger man again and apologizes to him for being rude and gives him some allowance money. He's not happy because that allowance money is not much. Pyongjin opens a new restaurant and tells Gongche that it will be under his name. He shares the happy news with Tengja and they hug each other happily. He tells he will work hard so much so that Tuggi will have the life she always wanted, and she tells him that she was never been with a guy who was a business owner, and they again hug each other. Bongja meets Sache and gives him a t-shirt as a gift. He denies it and tells it's impossible to let his younger brother marry Tengja, who is 30 years older to him. He tells her to look into his eyes and tells that until there is life in his eyes, he can't let his younger brother marry the old Tengja. At home, Bongja tells Tengja to stop dreaming about the marriage with Gongche and just accept the child support. Tengja shares everything with Gongje and he tells to trust him and he will make all the things right. Yonghi startles Cholsu by touching him from back and tells him he looks cute when he gets startled, and she invites him to join her in her workout regime. Young-hee then visits Cholsu with some Korean melon and tells him how Bongja told him that he went to Korean literature teaching for 3 years and he can teach her Korean and Chinese. Bongja, who goes to his house with steamed potatoes, sees everything from outside and gets smiley and goes back to her home. There, he tells her why did he tell about his details to Young-hee, but again after he leaves, she is smiley thinking that something will work out between them. So that's it with episode 41. Hope you like it. What do you think about Tengja dreaming of marrying Gongjae, who's 28 years younger to her? Do let me know in the comment section below. So that's it with today's video. Hope you enjoyed the video. For more content, do subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. So until then, tata, bye bye, take care.